Just joining us today, the Supreme Court will begin hearing arguments that could end gerrymandering, voting maps that favor one party over another. Our state's Republican Party is front and center in this argument. Kathy Fung joins us live from Washington. She is the National Redistricting Director for the advocacy group Common Cause, which is the plaintiff in the North Carolina case that the Supreme Court is hearing. And Kathy, our state's congressional voting maps have been tied up in legal battles for years now. Why can't lawmakers find boundaries that everyone can agree on?
In North Carolina's instance, the state legislature really thought that they had an open hunting license and frankly no bag laws. So they went all out. They not only admitted in open hearing that their only reason for drawing the lines the way they did was for partisan advantage, they signed it into law. They put their priority into law and said that what they were doing was to take a state that is essentially 50-50 between Republicans and Democrats, and that they were going to give themselves a 10-3 advantage for Republicans. That's outrageous, and not only that, it was so brazen that they proudly proclaimed it while they were on the floor. We think that that's not the way that America operates. This isn't Putin's Russia. We don't allow the ruling party to punish dissenters or to silence the voices of voters. And so we think that the Supreme Court has a unique opportunity to really rule for once and for all that partisan gerrymandering is unconstitutional.
Now, Kathy, the court is hearing another case, this one out of Maryland, where Democrats are also open about gerrymandering voting maps. In the past, you have said this isn't a Republican problem or a Democratic problem. Explain your argument here.
Absolutely. You know, this is about people, we the people, having the power to be able to go to our election booth and have a choice when we are voting on election day. And the reality is that every 10 years after the census, state legislatures have the power to redraw congressional lines and state legislative lines. And they go crazy. They think that they have the power to be able to draw lines in a way that excises their challengers, that cuts out people who don't want to vote for them, to be able to put their party in power for the rest of the decade. And that really runs against our democratic values in America. What we want to see is elections, whether it's for Democrats or Republicans, where people have a true choice. And it doesn't matter if the gerrymandering is being done by Democrats or Republicans, it's wrong.
Now, last year, Chief Justice John Roberts shared concerns about creating a legal standard to identify gerrymandering, and he said he didn't want the court to sort of oversee map making. What do you say about that concern?
Sure. The truth of the matter is that the courts have been involved in making sure that our elections are run fairly and that districts are drawn fairly. They've been in the business of ruling on partisan gerrymandering for decades now. The real issue is that because there hasn't been a clear standard, the Supreme Court has signaled to state legislatures that they can run amok. And what we need to do is say that this is constitutional and this is unconstitutional, and when we send that clear signal to our state legislatures, I think people will also start to rein that problem in. At this point, we think that the North Carolina case is such a clear standard because the state legislature really went out of bounds. And they drew the lines in such an extreme way that when you've got a 50-50 state and you give yourselves a 10-3 advantage, that's crossing the line. We think that a clear line can be identified, and when the Supreme Court articulates it, it will send a signal to the state legislatures about what they can and cannot do.
All right, Kathy Fung with Common Cause, live in our Washington bureau this morning. Thank you for your time.